Welcome to this introductory briefing on the National AVBC Collaborative. In this video, we will explain how the collaborative approach fits within the broader AVBC agenda, walk through the overall collaborative journey and timeline, and introduce the key structures that will guide participating teams. By the end, you should have a clear sense of what the collaborative is trying to achieve, what teams are expected to prepare, and how we will learn together across institutions to improve care and value at scale. To begin, let's place the National AVBC Collaborative within the broader AVBC change agenda. At the national level, AVBC is supported by the Focus C change elements. These include financing value-based models, outcome measurement and prioritization, uptick of cost-effective interventions, reduction of unwarranted clinical variation, skills enhancement, and culture shift. But here's the important point. A collaborative does not act equally across all 6 elements. It is strongest when improvement requires teams across institutions to redesign care processes, test change ideas, use data, and learn together. So in practice, National AVBC Collaboratives directly support 5 parts of Focus C. They help clarify priority outcome areas and translate them into measures that teams can act on. They help teams adopt cost-effective interventions. They help reduce unwarranted clinical variation. They build improvement skills. And they help create a stronger culture of learning and improvement. The financing element is different. It remains mainly shaped through governance, commissioning, and policy decisions. But a collaborative can still generate useful learning to inform those decisions. So this brings us to the key question. Once a national AVBC party has been agreed, how do we turn that priority into action on the ground? The collaborative acts as a bridge between national AVBC intent and frontline care redesign. It starts with an agreed priority, usually a national important and measurable collaborative outcome measure. Teams across cluster are then mobilized around a shared aim and a common measurement approach. During the action periods, teams do not simply implement a fixed solution. They test change ideas through PDSA cycles, review their data, compare learning across sites, and adapt the work to their local contexts. Over time, this produces practical learning about what works, for whom, and under what conditions. That learning can be then codified into change packages, playbooks, and spread and scale models. This is how the collaborative contributes to AVBC, by improving uptake of effective care models, reducing unwarranted variation, building improvement capability, and strengthening a shared national learning culture. The collaborative journey starts well before learning session 1. By the time teams enter the collaborative phase, substantial preparation has already happened. The first stage is the exploratory phase. This is where we examine the national priority area, review available data, understand the current context, and assess whether the topic is suitable for a national collaborative. A suitable topic should have high impact outcome measure, visible cross-cluster variation, clinical alignment, and improvement opportunities that are amenable to process redesign. The second stage is the co-design phase. Here, we work with stakeholders to clarify the problem, co-create the theory of change, analyze baseline data, select outcome indicators, and define the broad target or threshold. The third stage is the collaborative phase itself. This is where participating teams come together through learning sessions, action periods, group calls, and structured testing. Teams move from shared intent into practical implementation. After that comes spread and scale. The learning from the collaborative is synthesized into change packages, implementations insights, and policy review. The goal is not simply to complete 3 learning sessions. The goal is to generate learning that can support wider national adoption. So the collaborative is not a once-off training program. It is a structured national improvement mechanism, moving from exploration to co-design, to testing, and then to spread and scale. The National AVBC Collaborative is ultimately about improving the system together. Thank you for being part of this national improvement effort. This initiative is proudly brought to you by the National Improvement Unit, in partnership with the Ministry of Health Singapore, in support of appropriate and value-based care.